I want to talk a little about your tenure as chairman and CEO at AIG. Times were mostly good. And you indicate in your written testimony that AIG was a great place to work and that employees adhered to a performance-based compensation system. I see no problem with that. Employees should be treated well and rewarded for their successes. I am a bit concerned, however, that the culture of compensation at AIG was allowed to run amok. During your tenure, the company threw lavish conferences, retreats, and parties at a level that my constituents have never seen. That's fine when the company was doing well, but as you know, the American taxpayer now owns an estimated 80% of the company, and the landscape should be far different. That is why I was appalled to learn that after the federal bailout, AIG and its subsidiaries were still holding these events. The folks were getting their pedicures, their manicures, and their facials, all on the taxpayer's dime. Were you equally disturbed to learn this?
I was.
And that culture began on your watch. There is a difference between rewarding people for excellent performance and fostering a culture of extravagance that people come to expect even after their company has failed miserably. Now, why do you think it never changed? Was it just out of habit, or?
No, I don't know if it was habit. I think that you have to break that down. In the life insurance industry, you have agency meetings. These are meetings where you have agents who've been successful in developing a certain amount of life insurance for the company. They have prizes, they have awards, and generally they gather at some resort as both a reward, but also as a kind of a rah-rah to have them produce more going forward. That's historic in the life insurance business and has been. But obviously, when a company is essentially owned by the government and using taxpayer money, there has to be more restraints put on. People understand that. That's not a difficult thing to communicate, and if that needed to be done, it should have been done.
Okay. You indicate in your written testimony that AIG is not too big to be managed. It is too big to be managed poorly. You go on to recommend that a new board and management team be installed. Further, during a March 3rd interview with CNBC, you expressed that Mr. Liddy is simply not qualified to run a global company like AIG. And in a March 20th AP interview, you said, I think he should be replaced. You can call it what you want, just so that we are absolutely clear. Are you calling on him to resign?
Look, what I've said, and I think the record speaks for itself, AIG is a global company, operates in 130 countries. There is no company like it in the world. You have to understand the culture of different countries. You have to understand how business is done in these countries. It's not an on-the-job training program. You've got to communicate to people who understand how things are being done in different countries, and if the leader doesn't understand, it causes not only confusion, but sometimes chaos. Liddy's a nice person. I have nothing against Liddy as an individual. He ran a domestic insurance company, and he's a good man. I have no problem with that. But doesn't have the background for the job that needs to be done. And but he also came in with the mission of liquidating AIG. Now, how do you think that goes? That's interpreted around the world where AIG does business when the new leader comes to the company with the instructions to liquidate the company. He's not the most popular guy in town, and in any event, it's very difficult to manage something to go forward growing it if you're there to liquidate it.